how can you turn your financed offer on a home into almost a cash offer to be competitive? Hi, this is Jason Daniels of Finch and Gable Real Estate, and today with us we have again Alisha Baty, effectively known as the Mortgage Lady with Geneva Financial. And today we're going to talk about how can you compete with those cash offers out there. Now, we don't see quite as many cash offers. However, we are seeing people that are relocating from other states that are maybe in retirement that have a lot of cash. So when you're in a competitive situation, how can we turn a finance offer and compete with a cash offer?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of, again, it goes into our creative financing and how we can make you stronger. But when you do a mortgage, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to kind of talk about your financing options and how you want to present your financing package. And the best way to do that is obviously get a pre-approval. And when you do a pre-approval, basically that means you apply for a mortgage. I look at it as a loan officer and say, yeah, it looks great, but I don't give you the loan. So what we do is we go ahead and get all your documentation. I review it, I pre-underwrite it. Now again, I think I'm pretty good, but I don't give you the loan. So a pre-approval is just that. It's a loan officer looking over everything and saying you're good to go. And so we can submit that. Well, if we want to make it into like a cash offer, is let's go ahead and get your loan through the underwriting. Let's find out who's going to give you the loan, right? The underwriter is the one that approves it. And then they will get all of it done. So we're basically just waiting for a property. So when you go under contract or you're bidding on a house, I can call the listing agent that you guys are working with and explain to them that we're completely ready to go. We just need a property. So it's just as strong as a cash deal, sometimes even stronger, because I hear that cash deals sometimes are the number one back out of the deal.
Yeah, sometimes they feel like, oh, maybe we overpaid or we acted too quickly.
Yep.
So just so for the viewers out there that may or may not know about the process, the language can be confusing. And after doing this for 20 years, I've learned some of the lingo and where to listen to some of the red flags. So when I'm working with a seller and an offer comes in with no pre-approval and they're getting a loan, that kind of has me worried.
Yeah.
So there's a pre-qualification, and what I've found for most lenders that issue those kind of letters, all they do is ask the client over the phone, how much money do you make, what's your income, in the fight, and then they just say, well, this is what the client told me, so they're pre-qualified based on what they said. A pre-approval, you're actually pulling their credit, you're getting proof of employment, proof of income, tax returns, all of those documents, correct?
Right. And I think for the buyer also, if you don't want to be homeless or have situations during the process, it's very important to at least do the pre-approval where you're having somebody look at your documents and your income, because we know what you think you make is not always what's on paper. Sometimes we can do a little bit more, sometimes we can do less. You don't understand how we calculate the guidelines. So it's really important as a buyer, you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're going to lose money, you fell in love with the house, you can't have it. So pre-approvals are really important just for the buyer side, but as well as the listing and the seller need to know that you're ready to go and not going to have issues.
Yeah, but we don't recommend our sellers take their home off the market unless we know that buyer's at least pre-approved, if not pre-underwritten. And that's why we like working with Alisha, is because often she can get our buyers into preliminary underwriting, like she mentioned earlier, and they're pretty much approved except for the appraisal and just waiting to get it through final underwriting. Maybe they're gathering a few final documents. Whereas a pre-qualification is just a lender taking someone's word. And you have to be careful because there's still online lenders that will just issue pre-qualification letters, and they don't have a tie necessarily to that buyer. They're not even local. They don't even have an office you can come in and knock on their door, and they're throwing mud against the wall to see what sticks, because for them you're just a number. With Alisha, you're a human being. We believe in clients for life. We're going to service you now, before, and after you purchase a home, and we put our name to our work. So it's important when you're shopping for a mortgage to understand, is it a local lender? Is it an online lender? Who referred you to them? And can you trust them? So
yeah, and I would also look for somebody that you have some chemistry with, and that is a long-term in it for the long term. Because once you have a mortgage, you really want to look into the debt management, because you're going to get so much mail and advertisements and bait and switch. And so during the whole process of your mortgage, you want somebody that you can call and know is going to tell you, okay, it's a good time, it's not a good time, like your numbers don't make sense, like help you understand what's going on. Because it's a lot of money. It's not just a, $50,000 for a car. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's really important to make sure you're setting it up and you know what you're doing, and that you have a long-term relationship with that person that you're going to be trusting to give you the right financing options.
Yeah. For most people, the home that they live in is the largest investment that they have. So it's important that, Alisha and I consider ourselves somewhat financial advisors when it comes to real estate and mortgages. So again, we're here to help support you before, during, and especially after the sale. So if you have any questions, reach out to us. We can help you with that. So we're excited. The market is still moving along nicely, and it's still a good time to purchase a home. So if you have any questions about mortgages, you can reach out to Alisha. If you have any questions about real estate, reach out to us here at Finch and Gable. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.